Hello and thank you for joining us. My name is Sharon Kaur, and I'm a member of both the Steering Committee and Program Committee for the Global Forum for Bioethics in Research. Today, I would like to discuss with you an opportunity to address the intersection of digital innovation and health research ethics. This video is being published alongside our call for applications for our 2026 forum, Digital Footprints and Real-Time Data in the Context of Health Research Ethical Issues. The forum provides a vital platform for bringing together researchers, ethicists, policymakers, and stakeholders to address some of the most pressing ethical challenges in health research. We are particularly interested in the challenges and opportunities in low and middle-income countries, where digital technologies are rapidly transforming the landscape of data gathering and health research. When we discuss digital footprints and real-time data and health research, we refer to a fundamental shift in the way health-relevant information is generated and used. Traditional health data like diagnoses, test results, and clinical records are being supplemented by vast quantities of data collected and aggregated via wearable devices that monitor physiological signals, consumer technologies that track purchasing patterns, internet searches which reveal health-seeking behaviors, and social media platforms that effectively capture and distinguish public health sentiments. This is particularly significant because most of these digital footprints originate from non-health sectors, especially commercial entities, for purposes completely unrelated to health research. Yet when linked with other variables or used as proxy indicators, they become invaluable for understanding disease patterns, predicting risks, and informing public health responses. The COVID-19 pandemic dramatically accelerated interest in using such data at scale, both demonstrating tremendous potential while exposing the complex ethical challenges inherent in repurposing digital footprints for health research purposes. We see applications across 4 distinct research categories. First, real-world case studies that explore the ethical dimensions of utilizing digital footprints in health research. For example, health researchers might examine the different available clinical and consumer data sources, from wearables and biosensors to internet searches, AI prompts, and social media listening. Uniquely interesting are cases that highlight the interaction of new research technologies with core ethical principles in the context of low and middle-income countries. Secondly, conceptual papers that help us define and analyze key moral terms in this rapidly changing space. What do we mean by data sovereignty, datafication of health, or digital colonialism? Thirdly, normative papers that provide ethical analysis of unresolved questions around data ownership, consent frameworks, benefit sharing, and equity considerations. Finally, policy-related papers which address governance challenges. How do we create ethical frameworks and legal responses that work across sectors, from academic research institutions to multinational corporations, particularly when traditional biomedical and social frameworks are inadequate? We have published a comprehensive background paper that serves as your essential guide. This document provides not only an overview of the topic, but also identifies 4 critical ethical themes that structure our discussions. 1, data quality, bias, and equity. 2, data sovereignty and commodification. 3, consent, privacy, and datafication. And 4, ethical governance. The paper also outlines specific questions that case studies and research papers might address. I strongly encourage all potential applicants to wholly engage with this resource. The topic at hand represents a critical juncture for global health equity and research ethics. We have unprecedented opportunities to understand health in real time, reach populations previously excluded from research, and generate insights that could transform health outcomes in resource-limited settings. However, we do face profound risks. The expansion of digital data practices involves multiple stakeholders, corporations, software developers, and data scientists, who may have limited training in human research ethics. Questions of data sovereignty become particularly acute when considering legacies of colonialism and present-day power asymmetries between high, middle, and low-income countries. How do we ensure that digital footprints from LMICs don't become just another form of resource extraction? How do we address the reality that those generating the data may not benefit from the research outcomes? These aren't merely technical challenges. They are fundamental questions of justice, dignity, and respect for communities worldwide. To explore these critical issues in greater depth, I'm very pleased to introduce Dr. Anita Ho, who authored our comprehensive background paper and serves as a member of our program committee.
Thank you, Sharon, for introducing the GFBR and this year's forum topic. My name is Anita Ho, and I'm a bioethics faculty member at the University of British Columbia in Canada and the University of California, San Francisco in the United States. I'm also the Vice President of Ethics for CommonSpirit Health in California. My research focuses on AI ethics, research ethics, and global health ethics, particularly from a justice lens. So I'm super excited about this year's topic on ethical consideration of using digital footprints and real-time data in health research in lower and middle income countries, or LMICs. For the forum this year, there are 4 intersecting ethical themes of particular interest. 1, data quality, bias, and equity. 2, data sovereignty and commodification. 3, consent, privacy, and datafication. And 4, ethical governance. So let me say a few words about each of these ethical issues and questions for these themes. Theme 1, data quality, bias, and equity. A central ethical concern is whether digital footprint data, which are often generated outside of the clinical or research settings, are sufficiently valid, reliable, and representative to support health research in LMICs. The lack of regulatory oversight for consumer technologies where these digital footprints usually come from, especially in the context of proprietary barriers to transparency, may undermine researchers' ability to verify data quality. This raises ethical concerns about scientific integrity, accountability, and potential harm, especially when research using potentially flawed data may inform clinical decisions or health policies. These concerns intersect with bias and inequity, as data sets from digital footprints often underrepresent marginalized populations, which may lead to skewed findings and reinforce disparities. So some key sample questions include, what harms arise from biased or low-quality digital footprint data being used for health research? How can governance help to promote at least adequate standards for data quality and validity across sectors? What limits should be placed on proprietary control when it comes to conflicts with public health goals? And how can research practices avoid exacerbating digital divides and promote equitable benefit sharing? Theme 2, data sovereignty and commodification. Digital health research is shaped by global power asymmetries, where LMICs often contribute data but have limited control over its use or benefit from resulting knowledge. This raises concerns about data sovereignty, justice, and exploitation, especially in contexts shaped by ongoing colonial legacies. The commodification of digital footprints by corporations further complicates these dynamics, as personal data become monetized assets with limited return of research benefits to source communities. Key questions that we're interested in include, what ethical limits should be placed on data commodification? How can LMICs strengthen control over local data and research agendas? What roles should different stakeholders and actors play in promoting equitable access and avoiding exploitation? And how can governance frameworks promote shared decision-making and fair benefit sharing? Theme 3, consent, privacy, and datafication. Traditional models of informed consent and privacy may be inadequate in the context of digital footprints because data are often collected passively and then repurposed without individuals' awareness or consent. Risk of re-identification and sensitive inference challenge assumptions about anonymity, while datafication transforms people's lived experiences into quantifiable proxies that may misrepresent individuals. These issues are amplified in LMICs when individuals may face greater risks without corresponding research benefits. Some key questions include, are existing consent and privacy frameworks still adequate in the context of digital footprints for health research? How can respect for persons be upheld when meaningful consent is difficult to obtain with digital footprints? What are acceptable risks of re-identification? And how should governance address culturally relational notions of privacy and harm beyond the individual? Theme 4, ethical governance. The cross-sectoral nature of digital footprint ecosystems challenge traditional governance models rooted in institutional research ethics review. Ethical governance must now address multiple actors, competing interests, and global inequities, while also balancing innovation with protection. Questions of data access, accountability, and public interest are central, especially when large-scale data use creates tension between individual rights and societal benefits. Some key questions that we are interested in include, what governance mechanisms can effectively oversee cross-sector data use? How should ethical frameworks balance autonomy, privacy, and public good? What constitutes proportionate and interoperable governance in complex data environments? How can governance promote equity, transparency, and global justice while enabling valuable research? I hope you are as excited about these topics as we are. And if they interest you, please look at the background paper on the GFBR website for more detail. We're interested to receive presentation proposals on or related to these themes and questions. Proposals should relate specifically to the use of digital footprints and real-time data in health research. So proposals about data sharing that don't explicitly link to the use of digital footprints and real-time data are out of scope for us. The call for application is available on the GFBR website and contains a link to the application forms. We look forward to receiving your applications by May 27, 2026 deadline. Thank you.